in the bathtub. I don't know if I'm uploading this yet. I'm not feeling so good. Truth be told, as I should say it. I'm not writing this down. I'm recording this. Someone else started, telepathically, telling me things. Psyche, communication. How do you define it? Conflicted, because conflicted when I think about it. I have spots on my chest. It's reddish brownish. It's been like that for a while. Anyway, not the most important thing, but yeah, about Peach, XXX the Peach, XXX the Peach. She's known on Black TV, Vaughn Live. She was briefly. She's known on YouTube. She's a YouTuber. She's married with Rob or Devchelle2. That's his name right now on YouTube. I haven't seen his videos. I talked to him briefly a couple years ago to text message on Facebook Messenger, and yeah, I just wanted to get some closure, and I was really angry, upset at him. But the thing about Rob and the Peach, they're beyond hypocrites. In morality, just decent honesty is very important. And how many friends they have, like Robert said, I have a lot of friends. What does that mean? Does that get you truth? Or you need a cover? You need like people behind you, when you can't defend yourself with a logic, reason, or just integrity and words. And yeah, that's the thing about Rob that strikes me is like, the guy, he kind of, I don't want to say primitive, but basic biology, kind of, I don't want to say biological game, as it's called, as a species, is to procreate. But it's like one of the basic things to be turned on by the opposite sex and procreate, have children to promote the survival of the species. Very, it's like ingrained like in our subconscious. This is when we were attracted to like males or females to males for different physicality, even like personality wise, to stick around together. It's really that primitive. And physical attraction is actually very important. For me, I know it's all the time, and I omit it. Just because it's a physical attraction, I'm not gonna really like pursue somebody just because of physical attraction. In the end, we wouldn't be good for one another. That's one of the reasons why I stay alone a lot of times. And a lot of times, my personality, I have a very personality, I have a sense of humor. Also, I speak the truth. A lot of women are comfortable. I'm not, low-level intelligence. I don't like intelligence. I'm not like a genius, a brilliant person, but, I have logic and reason. I try to walk the truth. A vegan, I did it myself. I started thinking what I'm doing, and moral bound as well. Was doing to a sentient being. So, that is actually very important. I couldn't be with someone that wouldn't even try to attempt. Also, a lot of people just don't really want to hear that. They want that in their life, They want to have their steak. They want to have their burger. They don't want to, be turned off by somebody that, is like me. To understand that, just one example. But when I'm going with this, yeah, it's I threw myself in there as well, because not only Rob, a lot of people seem to accuse me of a lot of things, and they're not really true. Rob Devchelle2 is one example. He's one example, especially with the, I don't know, say the basic needs for procreation, having children, this and the other thing. He kind of failed at being his own gender, and failed is one way to say. They just say he didn't fully embark in being a male, because he had a sex change. He wants to be a female. He's declaring himself homosexual, bisexual, homosexual, gay man. He put it a lot of times. He had promiscuous photos of himself on Black TV, this and other thing. He was very much engaging in irresponsible sexual activity. That's neither here nor there. That's his lifestyle. It's just that as far as his character, his being actually, it's like as far as being an atheist as well, he's not fully the one to be a full atheist. He goes and repeats a lot of things a lot of people say. That's my assumption of him. That's the way I see it. Also, yeah, I don't know if he's religious. People said, people might say he he respects. He worships the devil. I know Peach, his wife. She talks about about Satanism. She says they were interesting. Also, just you don't have to be a Satanist if you think about it. Devil or Satan in conflicted terms. It's the same deity or entity. Entity that was supposedly in the theist term was an angel, then became a deity, or you could say say Nandi Aditi in the lowest chambers of spirituality, if you will, the one they call the devil. You don't have to fully, I guess, profess to believe in it. You could just partake in a certain being, even in the mind, And yeah, as far as being morally bound, honesty goes a long way. Integrity goes a long way. And now when it benefits you, See, that's very important. That's very important because a lot of people have selective morality, selective integrity, selective honesty. Rob is one of them. Rob will actually, put that in the forefront. He's an honest person just to like get a pat on the back or have a motive to solidify him as something, even to hurt people, actually. I've seen Rob actually get so angry about like gay marriage, like homosexual marriage, when someone just didn't like, do too much to the point where even like to me, he wanted to like, I don't know what he talked about, or he talked about sitting on a cactus or a fire hydrant. And it's like, if you get offended by that, you have no sense of humor. It's like, not that you're putting those images in my mind, but if we have differences of opinion or anything, why is it something it should go up my anus? And to a point where it will not just destroy it, kill me actually. Well, rupture it. It is a form of sexual aggression. And there's another cousin of mine, that was the outside left. He talked about multiple times about like sticks going up, and especially using an example in the old days how they did people. He was talking to me like, we have difference of opinion. You don't like me. Why is it your fantasy to do that to me or to somebody else? Why is that? Also, if you're like that, why is it your word taken seriously? And who are Rob's their minions too? He has people, he has friends, he has a group of people that go and cyber bully or harass people actually. And the way they do it is just to make you feel minuscule, like there's a lot of them. Like they will stand in front of yell at you a lot of them, and you just, kind of get that shock. You get that shock where just, you can't get a word out. It's not a conversation. It's not based on logic or reasoning. Traditionally, atheists, you would think they would dwell in that, but apparently they do not. Especially Rob and his friends, actually. Also, yeah, as Facebook doesn't exist anymore, he deleted some people, or he blocked them, or they became his non-friends. It was years ago, and it was very racially images and names, and it's not funny. Someone let me know it was a black person. It doesn't really matter, man. That's not funny. A monkey playing with a drone versus a couple people in Africa trying to figure drone out is not the same thing. You're not fucking funny, man. You're not funny, man. And it is a bit race driven, or like, are you saying that black Africans aren't intelligent enough, but you on the other hand knows how to play with a drone? If you think about it, that was one of Rob's friends, and Rob actually, he goes, I mean, this is what a hypocrite really is. Yeah, she talks about he can't work certain applications or systems to edit videos because he's too old. Too old, really, too old. That's really too old. That's another thing. So what do you doing hanging around people that are just so technologically advanced there, Rob? And as far as for the peach, I'm not gonna talk about her. I don't know what things him or her were doing. I have no video proof. There was someone covered up in a parka and a dog years ago, and I talked about it in a separate video. I thought might have been her because they had a dog like that, but it could have been anybody else. I really don't know. If she was around where I lived, who knows? A lot of times they were in certain places I didn't know they were, and they use they pretend to use an illusion form. They use a form of illusion for me to not even know they were them. I really don't think I ever saw Rob Devchelle2 in person. I mean, does gust the wind have a count? Gust the wind count. I don't know. I'm speaking about that. That was like what, 95, 96, and I didn't see him then either. So yeah, I'm just gonna end it at that. If you're an honest person, you will let somebody see you and discern whatever issues we have, in person. Not play this, bullying, harassment game, and telling people or letting people know you have a lot of friends, like trying to inflict fear. Also, trying to make someone feel small. You should stand by your word, a lot of you. Not when there's a lot of people by you.